All right, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Emmanuel, and for this lesson, I want to focus on the chorus of the song How Great Is Our God. And this progression that I'm going to teach, I guess you can call it or consider it a little bit more advanced. It's one that I learned from listening to a video a couple of years ago. It's way out of the original scale of the song. In this case, we're going to be in C major, and you're going to see how it goes out into different chords, into a different territory. But it's always good to learn these chords or progressions so that you may apply it in a different scenario that uses the same progression. All right, and after that I'll be teaching a simpler progression that I also heard in a different video, but it's also easily applicable to different songs. All right, so let's start out with a short demonstration of the song. All right, so let's start out with the beginning. The way that I like to play is in a way that the melody stands out throughout the chord. What that means is that when I play a chord, that last note in the chord, in this case it's C, I try to keep the melody on that last note. So for this beginning part that says how great, I start out with this chord, C major. Then I do this. I go into a G major chord, but the voicing that I'm using is a G7 sus2. A different way or simpler way to visualize this chord or think about it or remember it is simply playing a D minor. In this case is a first inversion, and left hand I'm playing a G with the perfect fifth. Then I go back to C. Then I do the melody with my right hand. In this case, I'll be playing a C major chord. Then right here we go into a little bit out there, not so much, but in this case it's a passing chord before playing A minor. A good way to memorize this chord is think about playing E7 or E dominant 7 and just take that B note and sharp it or lift it or move it up a half step. So it goes. Then I play a A minor 7. An easier way to think about how to play a minor 7 is just thinking I'm playing a C major on my right hand and a A note on my left hand. And you can always double up on the A. Then here is where it takes a completely different turn. Instead of playing something like instead of repeating that part, sing with me, how great is our God. What I do, or what I learned a couple of years before, was to do this progression. I'm going to go to E, but a different voicing. The voicing that I use is this voicing, E9 sus4. An easier way of thinking about this is I am playing a D major in my right hand with E, the perfect fifth, and the octave in the left hand. And then I'm going back to A minor, but this is where it changes a little bit, so pay attention to the screen. I start playing A minor ninth, which is basically a C major 7 with an A and the minor 7th on the left hand. Then I go down. Let's think about it this way. I start on this chord. The next chord would be this one. this one, and then this one. If we look at the pattern that it's going to form, it's basically a B7. All right, that's going to be the bass notes. We're going to go from A to F sharp, then E flat, then a B. So the chords, it starts in A minor 7, then we go to a F sharp minor 9, and this chord is a little bit different than the A minor 9, only because I'm doubling up with my thumb these two notes. A better way of visualizing this chord is I am playing an A major 7. I'm adding the 9th with my thumb just to fill in a little bit more with the chord, and my left hand plays F sharp with the dominant 7 or minor 7. Next chord, similar voicing, E flat minor 9. Then the last chord, B minor 9. So in context, it sounds, sing with me how great, all will sing how great. And then this is where we go back into the regular C major scale. We go into D minor 7. So we did da, 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 great, how great. Then right here we play a G7 sus4, and I like to do a small I guess you can call it like a fill-in or something like that. It's basically this, just little embellishments that you can add to the chords. So and then you go back to C. And once we get to C, this is where a different progression takes place, and it's basically a progression that takes you from C to C. Because again, the progression originally starts in C, it ends in C, and it starts in C. Because an example of a simple way to do it would be all will sing how great is our God. And you just stay on C. And all that space is going to be taken up by this progression. So what we do is we end up from here, from G, is our God. Then we go into this chord. It's a E flat 7. Then we do a E flat 9. Then a F sharp 9. And then we do the suspended G, which is a G13 sus. And then we just start the progression all over again in C major. All right? So I'll be playing through it one more time, and then I'm going to teach a simpler progression also used in this part of the song that you can also apply to different songs. So one more time. I'll play it very slowly so that you can understand the relationships between the chords. All right, so this other progression is used in the last part of the chorus. So the same part where we did this progression, that progression is going to be substituted by something simpler. So let's just skip over to that part. So we did how great is our God, sing with me how great is our God, oh sing how great, And this is where the new progression comes in. Is our God. All right. So once again, it goes, how great is our God. So as you can see, it starts off from G, and where the lyrics say, how great it is our God. Instead of going to C, what we do is go to A minor 7 in this case. Then we go up to a G, but in this voicing, because we want to move up in the bass. So the bass wants to go. So we're going to form the chord according to the bass note. So we start in A, then we go into a G major over B, then a C major, then we do D minor. We use that embellishment as well, like this. I know that's pretty common, so most of you guys probably know it. Then we form this chord. This is my favorite chord in this progression, only because I guess it's like the heart of the chord. That major sus2 voicing. It's like warm to that progression. So it's a F major sus2. An easier way of visualizing this chord is playing F with the perfect fifth in the left hand. My right hand is just going to play a C major chord. And then finally we end off in that same suspended chord for G. And you can experiment different voicings that you want to use. And then we end up back onto C major. So now what I'm going to do is try to improvise a little bit using this song, so that you can get different ideas, maybe something that I missed in this lesson. All right, so let's start.